Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to make this candy machine. Follow along with the directions and you can make it too. So the first thing I want to do is cut a piece at 5.5 inches wide and 3/4 inch thick, and we'll take it over to the miter saw here and cut it 12 inches long. Next we'll cut out our sides. I made templates to do this so I can do it over and over again, but I'll include a cut list at the end of this video. So here I'm just marking the left side, and then I'll mark the right side. Next we'll cut them on my bandsaw. If you don't have a bandsaw, you can use a scroll saw or even a jigsaw. Next we'll glue up the sides, we'll clamp them down and set it aside to dry, and then we'll move on to our next piece. Next I need to cut a circle at 3¼ inch diameter. I was lucky enough to have a hole saw that size, but if you didn't, you could cut this out on a scroll saw, bandsaw, or even a jigsaw. Next I need to cut a hole at 1 3/8 inches, just like I'm showing, halfway into the circle. Now I'm going to drill out the hole in the center so it can fit the dowel size I have, which is 3/8. Now just do a quick check and make sure it fits. Perfect. Now I'm going to cut a piece of plexiglass down to 5.5 and by 12 inches. Place it on top. Keep your circle centered. Mark your hole for your dowel. And then gently drill out a hole slightly larger than the 3/8. And now we can glue our dowel in. Now here we're going to start assembling. Get everything lined back up. Make sure it spins. And a couple of clamps to hold it in place, and then we'll drill holes through the plexiglass, through the wood, and attach it with screws. Now we're going to mark the bottom here on the plexiglass so we can take this over to the bandsaw and cut it out. Next step, we're going to cut two pieces, 2.5 inch and 1.5 inch, both of them at 5.5 inch long. Now we're just going to glue the bottom, which is the 2.5 inch piece by 5.5. You can just clamp it together, let it dry, or add a few brad nails to speed up the project. So for a finish, I'm just going to use this cutting board oil. Now it's time for reassembly. Put your plexiglass front back on and add your screws. Be careful not to over tighten them because it can and will crack the plexiglass. Now we're going to pre-drill for the hinge on the 1.5 inch piece by the 5.5 inch piece. This will be for the top. Same thing here, pre-drill your holes. Just pay attention not to go too far through. Here I'm going to give it a quick sanding around the corners, give it kind of a bevel, that way there's no sharpness. And then I'll finish the top off with some cutting board oil.